welcome back to another video. This is Bruna. Today we are going to be learning how to crochet this super cute and fluffy twisted, there is a little twist here at the front, ear warmer. So I'm pretty excited about this one because now is the season for warm things like this, for beanies, for sweater dresses and jumpers and cardigans, my favorite season ever. And I have paired my ear warmer with my sweater dress that I have already on my channel. I'll link that in the description if you want to learn how to crochet this beautiful dress that you can also make into a jumper if you want. So I really hope you enjoy today's video. It's super quick. You can make this in under 40 minutes. It's that quick. So I really hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to turn on the notification bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. So enjoy the video, and now let's begin with the tutorial. So these are the materials we are going to be using for today's video, starting with the prettiest yarn ever, the Avril by Teslan.com. And this yarn here, it's a chenille yarn. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm just gonna write it here so you know. And it's the softest yarn ever. This one, it's a number 2 fine yarn, and it's 50 grams per skein, and you're only going to need 1 skein of this yarn to complete the ear warmer, which is amazing. So only 50 grams. You will have some yarn left, so it's going to be less than 50 grams that you need for this completed ear warmer. And this yarn here, it's 100% polyester. I'm going to then use a 5mm hook, a small pair of scissors, tapestry needle, and then a measuring tape so that we can do all the measurements, because we are going to be making this made to measure for our head, going around our head. So these are all the materials. So now let's begin with the tutorial. So we are going to be going around our head like this, behind our neck, and just going around and measuring here, back of the neck towards the front of your forehead. And then you're going to be measuring, and that's 58 for me, and that's 23 inches. And then you also have to choose the width, the thickness of your ear warmer. I'm going to be doing 4.5, so it's going to cover a lot of my head going around. And also because we are going to be doing that twisted detail here at the front, is going to be probably half of this measurement here at the front, so it's going to be the perfect sizing. So have your measuring tape here with you, because now we are going to be doing the very first chain. Has to be exactly 4.5 inches. So get your yarn. So first we are going to be starting with a slip knot, and then I'm going to be chaining a chain of 15, which is exactly to 4.5 inches. If you are using a different yarn weight or a different yarn, then you're going to have to measure. So I'm going to be doing here my chain of 15, and then I'm going to show you exactly how you have to measure. So once you have your chain of 15, we are going to be releasing our hook from the chain, and now we have to measure. So without stretching the chain, you're just going to be measuring like this. So it has to measure 4.5 inches. All right, without stretching or pulling the chain. So we're just gonna leave it like that and then measure. So once you have 4.5 inches, 11.5 centimeters, then we are good to go, and we can now start our ear warmer. So we are going to be skipping the very first chain, so chain number 15, and we are gonna go into the next one and single crochet. And then we are gonna go down our chain, creating single crochets, making sure that you have 14 stitches in total. So here I have my very first row completed of single crochets, and you want to count just to make sure that you have 14. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So it's super easy to count as well, because you can actually see the stitches. So now to go up, we are going to be creating just one more row of single crochets. So chain 1, turn project, and then into this very first stitch, we are not counting the chain 1 as a stitch for any of the rows that we are doing. So go into this first one and create the first single crochet, and then just follow the stitches. You will see that you can actually see the stitches, these little kind of spaces here. These are all stitches, and you're going to be creating single crochets all the way down, making sure that you also have the same amount of stitches, 14 stitches in total. When you get here at the end, we are not counting the chain 1 as a stitch, so you will find the last stitch. So you'll see here, this is the last stitch. You go through and then create the last single crochet. You can always go back and count to make sure that you have 14 stitches. And now we are going to be starting with the actual pattern. So the beginning of this pattern will always be the same. So you're going to be chaining 1, turning project, and single crocheting into this very first stitch. And now for the beginning here, we are going to be skipping 1. So you're going to be skipping the next stitch, go into the next one, and you're going to be creating a double crochet. And then we are going to chain 2, and then double crochet into that same stitch. Just like that. So we are creating little V's. So now we are going to be skipping 2 stitches. So here we have 1, 2, into the third one, we are going to be creating again the V. So 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 1 double crochet. It's that easy. And just keep on repeating the same all the way down. So we skip 2, into the next, 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 1 double crochet into that same stitch. Now is going to be the last one. So skip 2, into the next, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. And then here at the end, we are going to be having the same as the beginning. So we are going to be having 2 stitches left. So we are going to be skipping the first one and then single crochet into the last one. Just like that. And now we can just repeat the same again. So chain 1, turn project, single crochet into this very first stitch. And now it's super easy because we have to follow the little V's. So once you find the chain 2 space inside here, this V, we are going to be creating the next V. So 1 double crochet, a chain of 2, and 1 double crochet. All into that same V, chain 2 space. We are not chaining or anything, go straight into the next V, and then create double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet. So V on top of V. It's that easy. Go into the next one, double crochet, a chain of 2, and double crochet. Isn't it the easiest pattern ever? So into the next and last V, double crochet, chain of 2, and double crochet. Now you're going to be finding the very last stitch. You can see there is kind of like a little hole here, like a little gap. So just go through that and then single crochet. Now chain 1, turn project, and single crochet into the very first stitch. And then you can just repeat the pattern again. When you find a V, the chain 2 space, you're going to be creating a V right on top. So double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet. Next V available, double crochet, chain 2, and double crochet. At the end, find the very last stitch and single crochet. If you feel like that the pattern is too open for you for this particular ear warmer, for this project, you can always close up the pattern a little bit and create the shells instead of 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet. You can do maybe 2 double crochets, a chain of 1, and 2 double crochets. It's going to give the same effect, but then the pattern is just going to close a little bit more here in between the stitches. All right, so this is what we are going to be following for this entire ear warmer, for this entire project. So now I'm going to be continuing doing the same until it fits around my head. All right, you have to keep in mind that this yarn is pretty stretchy. So once I have a certain amount of rows, that I'm not sure how many I'm gonna do, but I will come back and let you know. And then I will come back and then I'll show you exactly how many rows you have to do and also how it should fit going around your head. All right, so I'll see you in a second once I have all the rows completed. So here, as you can see, I have all the V pattern completed, but we have to still add 2 rows more here at the end so that it's exactly the same as the beginning. So right now here it's measuring 49 centimeters without me stretching, and in inches it's measuring a little bit less than 19.5 inches. I'm not good with inches, so I'm just gonna leave the measuring tape here and then you can see the measurement that it's right now. We have to get to 23 inches, but remember that this yarn is pretty stretchy. So by adding the 2 last rows here, it's probably gonna measure 20 inches here in total, and 51 in total. So we have to get to 58. So by just adding those 2, and once you kind of stretch the project out a little bit, as you can see, it reaches to the measurement that we need. So it reaches to 58. The width of the ear warmer, it's 4.5 inches, as you can see, 11.5 centimeters. All right, so that's the measurement for our headband. So now I'm going to do the 2 last rows and then I'm going to show you how it looks around my head, so you have an idea of how it should look around your head too. We are going to be chaining 1, turning project, and single crochet into this very first stitch, exactly the same as we were doing previously. So now we have to make sure that we fit all the 14 stitches of single crochets on top of what we have here. So we are following the chain 2 and the little space in between the 2 double crochets that we have here to create our single crochets. So we have the first single crochet here at the beginning, so this is the first one. So find the chain 2 and then you're going to be creating 2 single crochets into the chain 2. And then here we have the space in between the 2 double crochets. So a single crochet here in between the 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets into the chain 2, and then 1 single crochet in between the 2 double crochet stitches, and then 2 single crochets into the chain 2 space, and then 1 single crochet in between the 2 double crochets, and then here at the end you will count how many you have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then here at the end we are just going to add the last 2 that we have to do, so that we have 14 stitches in total. So I'm going to be adding 1 here and then 1 right at the end into that single crochet stitch. So we have here now 14 single crochets, and now we are just going to be chaining 1, turn project, and single crochet into the first stitch, and just follow the stitches that we have into the previous row and creating this last one, making sure that we have also 14 single crochets, 14 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stitches. Just making sure that you have the 14 stitches. So now I'm just going to be measuring for you. So here we have all the 38 rows completed, and if I measure, it's now measuring 51 centimeters, 20 inches, exactly to 20 inches, 51, 20 inches. And it's currently measuring 51 centimeters, so I've done 7 centimeters smaller than my actual head circumference, because my yarn is quite stretchy. So keep that in mind as well, that you will need to check while you're making your headband. Now I'm going to show you how it should look going around your head. So to make sure that this is going to fit you, you're going to be just placing it behind your neck. It's gonna be a mess now, but that's fine. And then you just want to make sure that the ends, they touch like this. That's when you will make sure that it's going to fit you. And as you can see here, I have to kind of just stretch a little bit so that the ends touch here at the top. So that's when you know it's going to fit you. And you also want to make sure that it's not too tight or too loose that it's going to fall off when you're wearing it. That's it. Ta-da! So now let's move into the next step. So now we can fasten off, but you want to make sure that you leave enough yarn for us to do the sewing that we have to do with the two ends. So I'm going to just cut a little bit of this yarn, like this. See, I still have all this left. So probably you will need around 30 grams of yarn or something like that. And then I'm going to just fasten off here at the end. And now we can create the twisted detail at the front of our headband, in which is super easy. So you want to make sure that you choose which side you want to be the right side. You can do any because it doesn't really have a right or wrong side. The inside here is going to be the right side, and the one that it's touching here, the table, is going to be the wrong side. All right. So to sew the two ends together, we are going to be folding them like this, and we are going to be feeding them just like that. It's that simple. So let's do that one more time. So to do the sewing, you're going to do that one more time. You're going to be folding both ends like this, and you're going to sandwich them like that. So if you want a better explanation, you're going to get this end and that end. You're going to be putting them together. Twist this one on top of this other side, and this one on the other side, just like that. And now we can do the sewing. Make sure that you have the yarn that you're going to be sewing here on the outside. So now we can thread this yarn into a tapestry needle. So we are going to be starting here on this side, and then you want to make sure that you get a little bit of each layer. So you're going to be starting here, you're going to get the second layer, and then the third layer, and then the last layer, and then you're going to be sewing them all together. And you can go through that one more time just to make sure that that's sewn securely in place. And then we are going to go back into the other side. So first layer, second layer, third layer, and last layer, and then sew it. And then you can do that one more time, just like that. And then here on the other side, first layer, second layer, third and fourth. Sew it, and then one more time. That's simple. And then you can just repeat this all the way down, making sure that you get all the layers. Once you get here at the end, you want to make sure that the end is nice and secured in place. Don't fasten off right now, because you want to make sure that you did sew everything nicely in place. So once you have this, it's going to look kind of messy. We are going to then turn and kind of pull apart the sides, and you can just fix the front like this. And that's it. Now you have the twisted part here at the front of your ear warmer. And we are done with the headband, with our ear warmer. So what I like to do now is just to get the two ends here, and then I just make a knot, just like this, a triple knot, or even more if you want. And then with these two, I'm going to weave them in. So now here we have the twisted ear warmer completed. It's that easy. So this is how it looks like. This part is gonna go at the back of your neck. This one is gonna be at the front of your forehead, but you can always wear this at the back and then the other side as the front. So it's going to be up to you. So now I'm going to leave a little clip of me trying this on right here for you so you know exactly how you have to put it on, but it's super simple. You just slide the ear warmer around your head and you're basically done. It's that simple. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you end up crocheting this for yourself or as a gift and you post on Instagram, don't forget to tag me so I can see your take on this one. I would love to see the colors you're going to be using, if you're going to do it colorful, if you're going to do in one shade just like what I did, but I really want to see your take on this one. So don't forget to tag me on Instagram at Brunaticality. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed today's super quick tutorial on this twisted ear warmer, and if you did enjoy, don't forget to leave your massive thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to turn on the notification bell to receive notifications every time I post a new video. So thank you so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you next week on my next video. Bye!